to. This is Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree. I wrote my mother. I wrote my father. And now I'm writing
Any bombs in there? Yeah?
Pulled 6 big ones.
Oh my. Big boys.
I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a certified maintenance person, but as a pilot, for example, when we started training, it was 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're running a multi-viscosity oil, same oil that we're running down here at Sunfun, where I believe it hit 90 yesterday. So, one oil, shade. Yes, exactly. One oil, no oil changes. It's just incredible flexibility.
That's great performance out of that oil from that in that temperature range without having to change the shots. Okay. Now you are flying this is a medium. Okay. What type are you doing?
We're with Hunter Army Airfield out of Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, good duty.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I used to flight instructor for flight safety out of Rutgers.
Okay.
And I was transitioning the helo guys to fixed wing.
Okay, C-12s? Doing the C-12 stuff?
No, this is a long time ago.
Okay.
So they actually had bearing. But I didn't do that anyway. I did the Tomahawks and the A2s.
Okay.
So primary and and then I went on airlines from there. So yeah.
I got you. I'm actually getting ready to go start flying MHs.
That's
So, be in there in August.
You're going to the 160?
Yeah. Being an ILS, we've got RNAV, but only down LPV.
Okay.
LNAV, ENAV. We can't do any kind of vertical. It's giving us cues for that vertical position, but we have an AWR. Yeah, I'm going to be at 100 the rest of
Don't plan on being in it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks for doing that.
Oh, my pleasure.
No, that's definitely a ambitious career move, and as you survive it, you'll understand.
Oh, yeah.
Being gone 200 days a year was
Well, they're actually
quite the strain on the
they
family.
actually changed it. You can't. They don't allow people to be gone more than 120 days.
Oh wow, that's a blessing. I was gone more than 200 days.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, sir.
Great day.
Where are you guys based out of?
Hunter.
Okay. Has this aircraft ever seen any time overseas?
It has not.
No? Okay. What year is this one?
This one's a 2015.
Oh, brand spanking, oh, almost, you know,
Yeah,
newer.
contracted in 15, probably got out to the line unit by about 17.
Yeah, because these have been around since what, the 60s?
So they started in the 50s, started building them,
Yeah.
and doing the design concepts, got pushed out in the early 60s for the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
So
okay. And what do you guys do on the plane?
So he's a pilot, I'm a flight engineer. I just make sure everything stays in one piece back here.
Yeah, so
He's all the button pusher up in the back, up front.
flying a Chinook, that's got to be way different than a traditional helicopter with the single rotor, right?
It's actually simpler. It's easier.
Simpler, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah. You don't have to use your feet to control the tail.
Yeah, it's they're counter-rotating, so there's no anti-torque.
Right,
So you don't have to worry about that. And
yeah.
I could fly around pretty much without using pedals all day.
What's your guys' range?
About 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
At 120, 130.
okay.
It's landing with the reserve, so
And the payload capacity?
max gross of 50,000. So depending on weather conditions and everything, temps. We're
Yeah.
sitting on the ramp right now, probably around 32. So we
Okay.
get 18,000 to play
As soon
with.
as he gets done up there, buddy,
So if you wanted to, you could carry a Humvee and probably a bunch of crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually in Benning a couple months ago. We did some Humvees. I think they were like 13,000, and we had their crew and everything on them.
You want to
Yeah.
drive this?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
We
you gotta
take
wait.
less gas, but 50,000 max gross in perfect weather conditions.
Oh, you're letting people sit in the cockpit seat?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Watch your step. Let them off. We gotta wait in line. Take your time. But you can look. I'm just sitting back. We're gonna
Would you
go.
be willing to tell me about some of the instruments on there while I'm sitting in there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can.
Okay.
Because we're all glass cockpit now, so
What's
not,
that?
we don't have any steam gauge. It's all glass. So
Yeah.
everything's digitally displayed as far as like instrument readout. But we got our like standby flight displays on the either side of that inboard FD. We got a standby mag compass up
What's up,
top.
Lanham? Alright,
The small screens down at the bottom is kind of like our interface for the electronics, so we can go through there, build flight plans, change radios. Basically, if you think of it, we can do it in there. We're fully RNAV compliant, so we can pull basically any approach from Dayton, and we can fly it either coupled, uncoupled. We can couple to all axes. It'll fly an ILS down to 50 feet for us, and so you can line it along the runway. So pretty advanced.
Yeah.
You're doing very good. Let these people know that. Oh, you see holes? Okay, just be patient. We have nothing but time.
So what's the ultimate helicopter that the military uses then? Apache or the Cobra?
As far as like a gunship,
Yeah. Well, just what do you think, in your opinion, what's the coolest helicopter?
this right here.
You think so? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, you name it, we can do it.
Yeah, because actually I have seen you guys put Gatling guns on, miniguns on
Yeah,
equips
so the
sometimes.
special ops version, they'll run 3 miniguns, so 2 out the front, 1 on the ramp.
Yeah.
We usually run 3 240s, so 7.62. So yeah, we'll run 2, 1 at each door and then 1 off the ramp.
Okay.
Be patient. It's okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, we're the most advanced, the fastest, we do the most, definitely the busiest. So the new Echo model Apache is pretty cool, but they're having a lot of problems with production and maintenance issues. They're finding a lot of issues. So I think once they get that settled out and fixed, that's a pretty cool helicopter too.
We'll let you
Yeah.
drive in a second.
So the other 2 choppers here then are both Blackhawks, correct?
Yeah, there's 2 over there, the 2 Blackhawks, and then the 1 other Chinook. It's all from reserve units.
Yeah. And is your Chinook the same as that one?
Yeah, so this is a multi-year 2, that's a multi-year 1, so some software differences, but
Yeah.
basically the same aircraft.
Same type of airframe? Okay.
That's fine. Like so. You're doing
And what we got up here? Emergency exit, huh?
Yeah, so that'll close down and you can pop that door out.
You will drive the plane.
So there's space to get out through the roof then and not hit your head on the rotor if you needed to, or?
Now, so this will slide down, it'll close up and it'll be here, and then you just exit out that way.
Oh, I got you. I see it slides down. I see what it. Okay, I thought it was a porthole in the roof. Never mind. Okay.
And then yeah, each one of the windows will pop out for emergencies, and then there's you got a crash racks. Yeah, there's some cut points.
Yeah, I was just listening to a podcast. Marcus Luttrell,
Yeah.
the lone survivor, and he was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
He was talking about how a whole bunch of guys came to rescue him. I think it was in a Chinook, and they got shot down, unfortunately. And you know, a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys that day. But
Yeah, I remember when that happened. Yeah.
yeah.
They were fully loaded. It was like 37 of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Except if you want to look at the next couple, I know you are, but
What do you think about the Russian choppers? I know they got ones that can haul more.
Do they? I
I thought it was the Mi-26 maybe, or no?
I'm not sure. I'm not too.
You don't know about them, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we worked with the Afghans fly Mi-17s, but they're much smaller. They don't carry as much.
okay, hold on.
Yeah, the 26 is a pretty big helicopter. I don't know the numbers on it though.
Okay.
Be patient.
All right. Let me hop in.
Is there a requirement, remember, this is a complex helicopter. You need a certain number of hours of You're right in. Are there civilian? Firefighting. I've seen them in Montana firefighting. That's right. That looks like a fascinating machine. I've recently become a helicopter interested. Years of flying airplanes. I've never realized. So it's amazing, and it's electrically. Because I've got an AMP and what the electrical work and the electricity. Do you find some electrical systems?
All right, man. Nice talking with you. Thank you for your service.
Circuit breakers active more than others.
Daddy's
For 6 decades,
Oliver, you made it.
Nice to meet you.
manufacturing propellers for some of the early Wright brothers aircraft. They did, and now 104 years later, still family owned. Building propellers for some of the most advanced propeller-driven aircraft in the world today, including Michael Goulian's Wheeling Technologies Extra, Greg Kuntz's Super Decathlon. He now has a Hartzell Prof on it, and he says he can feel the difference with that thing.
Everything's good to go. When I was hired,
That's a big deal. Hartzell Propeller Company, built on honor. And I would like to take a moment to invite you to tune into a podcast. Fly Magazine
in the 97-year history of the magazine, has had one column more read than any other. And that is I Learned About Flying from That. Real-life lessons of pilots who got into dicey situations and lived to tell about it. And Flying Magazine has teamed up with Metro Aviation Insurance and asked me to produce the podcast, to take a deep dive into the stories that have appeared in the magazine and some that have not appeared in the magazine. I learned about flying from that. Go to flyingmag.com, go to the drop-down menu and click on I Laugh Podcast. Hope you'll join me for these real-life stories, the flying lessons that sometimes only experience can teach. Join us wherever you get your podcasts for I Laugh. I learned about flying from that.
Two of my favorite airplanes, the Corsair and the P-51D.
Anytime you see me last week.
Now this thing is an oddball. It is a post-war Mustang that was adapted for civilian use. And I'm hoping to run into the owner at some point so we could talk about it in a feature, because this is really unique. Well, there was only like 25 of these made. This Trans Am, I've seen this before. The shifter, the ejection seats. That's cool. I had a 4th generation Trans Am and F-body like this for 10 years. I miss it every day.
kill. And he confronted a Japanese Betty bomber hit into his head. That was also a probable second zero. Probables don't count, as we all know. So 2 confirmed kills on this aircraft. Then he took a round to the engine and lost control of the propeller. And eventually the engine failed, and he was forced to land the aircraft in a little field next to where the engine came.